Hi everyone, Don Genova here with another edition of Foodie Friday for Russell Books. On Sunday, we welcome the Lunar New Year. It's celebrated by Asian cultures, not only in Asia, but around the world. Many celebrations happening here in Canada. It's the Chinese calendar year of the rabbit. We did a Chinese cookbook last week, but this week we're doing a Vietnamese cookbook, and things are slightly different. Instead of the year of the rabbit, it's year of the cat, and the celebration is called Tet. The cookbook that I've chosen to feature this week is called Vietnamese Food Any Day, Simple Recipes for True, Fresh Flavors by Andrea Nguyen. And the thing I really do like about this book is that they are simple recipes and they really do bring some fresh flavors into your cooking. I made at least 3 recipes out of this book. And the interesting thing about this is that some of the recipes in Vietnamese cooking call for tamarind paste, tamarind sauce. Not that easy to find all the time, but you know what is easy to find now? Pomegranate molasses. We can thank Otto Lengi for that, bringing some Middle Eastern flavors, but guess what? The pomegranate molasses actually make a great substitute for tamarind. Now, these recipes are pretty basically stir fries. Pomegranate sriracha shrimp. Excellent. Really got that tang in it. Easy to do. And I also did a spicy sweet pomegranate tofu. And that tofu, again, just a stir fry, you make a bit of a special sauce with it. Here's a really special one though. You know, I love things with bacon in them. So it's blistered green beans and bacon. The sauce is made up with maple syrup, fish sauce, soy sauce, garlic, and you get those beans, you cook them first in boiling water, and then you put them into a hot fry pan where you've cooked some bacon bits. And you fry them in that fat, and you do want to get them blistered and a little bit blackened. It really adds to the texture and the flavor. So there's 3 easy to make recipes from Andrea Nguyen's Vietnamese Food Any Day. Now the second book is, I love the name of this, it's called Smitten Kitchen Keepers, New Classics for Your Forever Files. And that's what we often say in our kitchen here. We cook a recipe, we love it, we say, that's a keeper. Smitten Kitchen is by Deb Perelman. She started a blog called the Smitten Kitchen blog. It was a huge success, and now she's written a bunch of cookbooks as a result of it. 2 pretty easy recipes from here as well. This one, slow roasted chicken with schmaltzy croutons. You know what schmaltz is? Chicken fat. What you do is you actually put some slices of bread underneath a chicken that you're going to slowly roast. The fat drips down onto the bread. You take the chicken off when it's done and then put the bread back in the oven, let it crisp up, and then break those bits of bread into croutons. I'm telling you, the croutons are almost better than the chicken. Finally, something sweet. This one is definitely a keeper as well. Chocolate chip cookies with salted walnut brittle. Now, it does take a little bit more effort to make salted walnut brittle, but you know what? I had some macadamia nut brittle kicking around from a recent trip to Hawaii, so I used that instead. But these chocolate chip cookies with that brittle in there, oh boy, these are really good. They didn't last long. So there's 2 cookbooks for you at great prices from Russell Books. And instead of saying Gong Hei Fat Choi, which is how you say Chinese New Year, Happy New Year in Chinese, how about in Vietnamese, it's Chúc Mừng Năm Moi. I'm Don Genova for Foodie Friday. We'll see you next week.